question for avid readers. What is your favorite book? To my surprise, they both answered the same thing. The Star Bellied Sneetches by Dr. Suess. What? Why do they both like this book? I decided to reprise those Sneetches and pulled the colorful book off the shelf and read it. The following is my parents' favorite book. The Sneetches by Dr. Suess. Now, the Star-Bellied Sneetches had bellies with stars, where the plain-bellied Sneetches had none upon theirs. The stars weren't so big, they were really quite small. You might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. But because they had Sneetches, the Star-Bellied Sneetches would brag, "We're the best kind of Sneetches on the beaches. With their sneets in the air, they'd snoot and they'd snort. Will have nothing to do with the plain-bellied sort." Whenever they met some when they were out walking, they'd stomp right on past them without even talking. When the Star-Bellied Sneetches had Frankfurt roast, or picnics or parties or marshmallow toast, they never invited the plain-bellied Sneetches. They left them out cold in the dark of the beaches. They kept them away, they never let them near, and that's how they treated them year after year. Then one day, it seems, while the plain-bellied Sneetches were moping and droping alone on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars, a stranger zipped by in the strangest of cars. "My friends," he announced in a voice clear and keen, "my name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean. I've heard of your troubles, I know you're unhappy, but I can fix that, I'm the fix-it-up chappie. I've come here to help you, I have what you need, and my prices are low, and I work at great speed, and my work is 100% guaranteed." Then quickly Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very peculiar machine. He said, "You want stars like a star-bellied Sneetch? My friends, you can have them for $3 each. Just pay me your money and hop right aboard." So they clambered inside, and the big machine roared. It clunked, and it bumped, and it jerked, and it burnt. It buffed them out, but the thing really worked. When the plain-bellied Sneetches popped out, they had stars. They actually did. They had stars upon theirs. They yelled at the ones who had stars at the start, "We're just like you can't tell us apart. We're all the same now, you snooty old smarties. Now we can go to your Frankfurter parties." "Good grief," groaned the ones who had stars at the first. "We're still the best Sneetches, and they're still the worst. But how now in the world will we know?" They all frowned. "If which is which, or the other way around?" Then up came McBean with a very sly wink. He said, "Things aren't quite as bad as you think. So you don't know who's who, and that's perfectly true. But my friends, come with me. Do you know what I'll do? I'll make you again the best Sneetches on the beaches, and it'll cost you $10 eaches." "Bellies with stars are no longer in style," said McBean. "What you need is a trip through my star-off machine. This wondrous contraption will take off your stars so you won't look like the Sneetches who don't have them on theirs." And the handy machine worked very precisely, removed all the stars from their tummies quite nicely. Then with the snoots in the air, they paraded about, and they opened their beaks and let out a shout. "We know who's who, and there isn't a doubt. We're the best kind of Sneetches are the Sneetches without." Then, of course, those with stars got frightfully mad. To be wearing a star was now frightfully bad. Then, of course, Sylvester McMonkey McBean invited them into his star-off machine. Then, of course, from then on, as you probably guess, things got into a horrible mess. All the rest of those days on those wild screaming beaches, the fix-it-up chappie was fixing up Sneetches, and off again, on again, in again, out again. Then, when every last cent of their money was spent, the fix-it-up chappie packed up and he went. He laughed as he drove his car to the beach. "They will never learn. No, you can't teach a Sneetch." But McBean was wrong, I'm quite happy to say, that the Sneetches got really quite smart that day. They decided that Sneetches are Sneetches, and no kind of Sneetch is best on the beaches. That day, the Sneetches forgot all about stars, and whether or not they had one on theirs. Enjoying the book, but still not quite getting it, I asked my parents, why this book? My mom said she liked the moral of everyone is the same no matter what they look like. My dad, who is an accountant, believes that McMonkey McBean was improperly maligned as being the villain of the story, when really he was just participating in the free market system of supply and demand. Nevertheless, this is my parents' favorite book.